Recently, footage from the Ukraine has shown a new variant Russian vehicle, what's become known as the Turtle Tank or the Blatmobile. Now, drones have become a major feature of warfare ever since the Nagorno-Karabakh war, and their recent use in the Ukraine has really shown their development. Now, the Turtle is really a development of the Cope cage. Now, this was widely decried in the early days of the war, simply because so many were shown as destroyed. But that's possibly misleading, because what we're seeing there is the opposite of survivor bias. We're seeing destroyed bias, where the only ones we're seeing are the destroyed ones. We're not seeing the ones that did survive. So this has changed it now, though, from the slants to solid pieces. Now, how it's been fitted is also different. It's now, instead of just being on the top of the vehicle, it extends down the sides. And what this has done, it's actually turned the tank into a self-propelled gun with very limited traverse of the turret. It also has another snag in that it's reduced visibility, but as Russian tanks tend to fight close down, that's probably less of an issue than would be for the West. Now, there were two theories as to how this tank was intended to be used. Theory one was that it was intended as just a protection against drones. That kind of makes sense. The second theory was that it was actually intended as a surrogate APC. There's extensive evidence for people riding outside APCs, particularly when the threat from direct fire is high. However, threat from indirect fire is now probably higher, so it makes sense to cover your troops. So why do this? Well, we've now got, having seen the destruction of the first tank after it was geolocated, a second vehicle seen. Now, there's two interesting features with this. The first is on the roof, we have a load of electronic equipment, which is believed to be based on the Tsar EW tank, which is basically anti-drone equipment, and also it's got an enclosed rear, which kind of defeats the possibility that it is intended to be a surrogate APC. Now, the fact that both of them have been fitted with KM6 mine plows and how they were used, which is seeming to escort convoys of vehicles, and if anybody can identify the vehicles in the footage, I would be particularly welcome. I'm actually moving to the fact that it's not actually intended as an APC, and it's intended as the lead vehicle in a convoy. But then the tactical use seems to show against that, where one of them is seen breaking into the Ukrainian lines, driving around to an industrial estate, and then driving back. So I think this is going to be a bit of an enigma. It seems odd that an unescorted probable T-72, the first was an early model T-72, the second I haven't been able to identify yet, drives around in an area where you would expect enemy infantry to be. It's very, very strange, and I'm looking forward to actually getting more footage that we can then evaluate. If you've got any thoughts, please pop them in the comments below. But please remember, no, I don't want anything that's contentious. This is all about intelligent discussion, not bashing either side in the conflict.